It's early morning. Still very dark outside, yet the light from the moon is leaving shadows as it peeks through the leaves. Dew is forming on the undergrowth of the forest, mist beginning to stretch upwards. The forest is waking up, birds beginning to start their morning calls, rabbits scurrying through the fallen leaves looking for food. This forest is not bereft of life despite what has happened here in the early hours of the morning. 3 bodies lay on the ground, steam rising from each of them, blood pooling on their clothes and in the dirt below them. Rya's body bruised and bleeding with the spike growth that surrounds her, the spikes fading away, pulling with them blood into the ground. Natasha's body laying twisted in the undergrowth, her face unrecognizable any longer. Emil lays unconscious, his breath hitched and pained. Scorch marks litter his skin and suit from where the radiant motes from Natasha made contact. Emil, as you lay unconscious, your mind is swarmed with a vision of what you just saw. The last thing your mind lingers on was Natasha looking at you, sending an eldritch blast in your direction and gripping downwards, sending you to the bowels of Dragala. You were torn through layers of dirt, rock, magma, stopping only when you came face to face with him, Atorum. The god you've been hearing so much about finally in front of you to be witnessed, a formless amalgamation of loss, anger, and destruction. It seeps into you, into your mind, the psychic damage withering your mind away. It weighs on you, it's pulling you towards your demise. Just seconds ago you were confident while facing Atorum, and now you are experiencing surges of pain so strong in your mind it is unfathomable. In this moment, Emil, you're on the cusp of life and death. What are you thinking about? What else is going through Emil's mind?
The little loft above Venzor's Varieties, where Kara and Emil started everything, their relationship, the store. He feels it like slipping away a little bit, and he's worried that this is the last time he's going to have that memory, that it's about to be gone.
Roll a death saving throw, but do not say what you get out loud.
Okay.
Ellis, you're standing in these woods, Helena nearby, the two of you looking at the aftermath. Your vision is blurring at times from exhaustion and the blood pumping so loudly and so aggressively through you, surging behind your eyes. Adrenaline, anger, worry, it's all keeping you going in this moment. You see the bodies of Emil, Natasha, and Rya. You do not see Loomis, not even in his mist cloud. What do you do?
I think in the midst of the rage that Ellis is feeling, especially another life being taken away so violently again by him, he kind of has that like bomb go off ringing in his ears, and he just sees Helena standing over Emil's unconscious body, and he screams towards her, "Do not let him die!"
She receives this and immediately crouches down by Emil, and is going to use a cure wounds on Emil. But before this happens, Emil, roll another death saving throw, and do not say the number out loud quite yet.
Okay.
Okay, reveal what you have rolled for your first death save, and this one as well.
My first death saving throw was a 1 for 2 failures, and this one was a 4 for a third failure.
Helena leans down, puts her hands on Emil, and is attempting to cast a cure wounds. Her hands glow, attempting to send this healing magic into him. And you're watching this, Ellis, as you're, I assume, like running over this way. And you see that the spell is failing.
I think tears start to like, as I'm like running the 60 feet towards Emil, seeing like Helena casting this spell. Obviously, I've cast many healing spells, seeing it not take. I think when I get there, obviously in like rage and, you know, confusion and regret, I think when I get there, I kind of shove Helena like out of the way, and I'm just like, move, you're not doing it right, and I just start like third level healing word, another third level healing word, just like attempting like magical CPR on Emil, and just like sobbing.
Wave after wave, you're casting healing word, like whispering prayers of like poetry, as you do as a bard, and they're just like falling away. They're not working. Helena kind of kneels down by Emil's feet and like holds them together, and she looks at you, Ellis. I can fix this. She pulls out a diamond, which is needed to cast Revivify. Which paladins can cast. Okay, everybody, paladins can cast Revivify.
Yes,
and I have this written down. Okay.
I'm fully aware that paladins can cast. Yeah. The champion of Sight Lawyer better fucking have Revivify.
She puts the diamond into Emil's hand, and immediately he feels 400 gold pieces worth of diamond in his hand and just bounces right back awake again. No.
Just pockets it and continues to die.
No, I'm still dead. Another one. We need another one. She puts the diamond into Emil's hands, and then she kind of clasps over them, and you hear her saying a prayer out loud. Great Mother of Abundance, you have set me on a path to protect these three. I have not questioned this direction. I have been awoken to your power because of them again. I have faltered in my duty. We have lost one tonight. Please let it not be two. And she kind of continues to whisper a string of incantations as she places this diamond in Emil's hand and is holding it so tight and saying these prayers. Ellis, what do you do to help in this moment?
Kind of just like I am like Helena's like kneeling next to Emil's body. I think Ellis is just like standing now and like looking down. And not necessarily wanting to like, I guess like interrupt, like also just like so scared, very, very quietly, he just starts saying out loud, like muttering, "Don't make me do it. Do not make me do it, Emil." And I will cast Bardic Inspiration on Helena.
We're going to roll a d20 with a d8. And we're going to see if it passes this DC that's in my head. Okay. The DC was 12. I rolled a 17. The diamond glows, a green light emitting from it as it seemingly like melts away into Emil's hands. The glow transfers into his skin and carries across his whole body before coming to his lips, life returning to them once again. Emil lets out a gasp, air filling his lungs again.
Emil is swinging as he gets up. This image of a Taurum in this black lichen kind of amalgamation form. Emil's just like swinging wildly as he stands up, and I think goes into more of a dryad than he has before. Like lets the bark creep up his arms, and like up onto his jaw. So he's wearing kind of like almost a turtleneck that's coming up over his chin and jaw. The wood is coming up. It's just like swinging wildly for a second as he comes back to consciousness. And then stops and looks around. Looks over at the dead bodies. What's happening? What's happening?
It's over. It's over.
Emil will go over to Rya's body first, kind of like kick at it and see it not moving and see it's been impaled by one of his spikes. And then we'll go to Natasha and see just like the carnage of what she used to be, and then look up at Ellis and say, "Where's Loomis?"
He's gone. He's dead. I don't know. He's not here anymore. He's not here. He was in his mist form, and then the mist form is gone. I don't know what that. He didn't tell. I don't know what that means.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh fuck. Ellis or Emil looks up at Ellis and says, "This didn't even matter. This wasn't supposed to happen."
Yeah, this wasn't supposed to fucking happen. What the fuck happened, Emil?
He was coming out to the woods to I think to meditate to you know, his ritual, and he stayed here much longer than he usually does. I came to just make sure he was okay. You wanted to relax today. You wanted it to be an okay day, so I didn't want to scare you. So I came alone. Why did you,
Emil? We're chasing down the end of the fucking world right now. Why didn't you tell Loomis? Why didn't you tell anybody?
I couldn't tell. I didn't want Loomis to know I was here because he wouldn't have done what he was doing.
Bull fucking shit. Bullshit. Why did you yes, I'm glad somebody was here to at least watch Loomis die. Trust me, I'm mad at my fucking self right now for thinking that I deserved one night. But why did you follow him? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't watch him die. Hold on. Watch him die. That's not what I did. Look at me. I was here fighting tooth and nail. You're the one who wanted to rest in the Squirrel's folly. You couldn't be out in the woods anymore, even though someone in our group needed that. You were the one who had to have the comfy fucking bed. So let's not put that on me. I know you're afraid, but don't project that onto me.
We all made fucking crucial fucking mistakes tonight. Loomis thinking that he can go off on his own. Me thinking that I deserved a night of rest, and you not fucking communicating with us. We have a fucking champion of Siloria here that was just sitting in Loomis's room.
You brought me back, I'm guessing?
I did. I with Siloria's blessing, you're back here.
Emil looks at Ellis, and he's red in the face with anger and embarrassment. And there's tears in his eyes that are starting to spill over. And he looks at Ellis and he says, "It really was pointless. It doesn't even matter whose fault this was. These two being dead, this should be a triumphant moment. Loomis or no. But it doesn't even matter. Ellis, you don't know what I just saw down there. We've said the name Atorum, and we've seen this lichen feeding it. But I saw him. I was face to face with him. Scared isn't even a strong enough word. It was magnanimous. It was encompassing. It was nothing else mattered. Finding a cure. What a fucking joke. Loomis dying. What a joke. None of this fucking matters compared to what's there. What's coming.
I'm happy that you're realizing the gravity of this fucking situation. Because if you think that this is a victory, I have a fucking god in my fucking head forced upon me that's too scared to tell me what's actually fucking going on because he's afraid.
We should not be here. You and I. A child left home. You, a child. You're just a kid. Really, just a kid. You never had the chance to leave home with closure. I have kids of my own. What are we doing here? This is not our fight. Emil points at the two on the ground. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. It's what you're supposed to be doing, and he points at Helena. You're supposed to have taken care of this and be taking care of this. The two of us, we peddle honey and boots. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? I would love if you had any answers for us, Helena. You're chosen to guard us or find us. What the hell are we doing here?
If it wasn't for fucking Helena, you'd be dead right now. And I would have to march my sorry ass back to Vinzor and tell your wife and children that you died over something fucking stupid. So watch your mouth and don't ever call me a little boy again. You don't know shit about me. And I kind of like start to like, not like walk off into the woods, but like I turn around and just start like pacing away. Like obviously this conversation's not over.
I wish I had more answers for you. I wish I had more answers for myself. Not but, 24 hours ago, I woke up to the full realization of my own power. Clearly, the gods are not being straightforward with any of us. Not Nanoxus, not Siloria. I don't know any more than you two do. I know I'm to protect you two. And Loomis. And we have failed in that. I have failed in that tonight. I will not make that mistake again.
Emil, I can't comprehend what you might have just seen. But you do not get to fucking turn your back now.
Why not, Ellis?
Because I didn't travel all the way to Mistfall for you. I didn't travel all the way to Vinzor to help you. I didn't travel all the way to Ursa Honor to help you. What have any of y'all done for me? I've derailed my whole life for the two of you, and I barely fucking know you. And we hit one fucking roadblock? We get one taste of the consequences of our fucking actions, and you're gonna fucking turn tail and run home? You're too scared? Motherfucker, I've been scared. I know I'm all fucking fun and jokes and bits and spoofs, and I had a fucking god fly through my chest, and he's here now, in me, forever. Y'all keep asking me if I'm okay with this. I didn't have a choice. Well, I guess I did. You two just would have died. And knowing Nanoxus probably would have got me too somewhere along the way. If you turn now, Emil, I'll fucking kill you, dude. I will not let you walk away from this now. We are in too deep.
You know, you're right. Even if I was to go home, looking at Angel, looking at Salda, what would I even be able to say or do to ignore the fact that there's this thing here, closer than we could have imagined, coming for all of us? I have a new appreciation for what it is that we're facing. And yes, I'm still saying we. We're not done yet. You're right, we're not done. There's so much to do And it's not finding some fucking cure in the woods. In fact, we're gonna need them. The Dreesblood. If we're gonna stand any chance. I tried to be brave in the face of him when I saw him at first. I tried to stand up to him, and then everything in me just withered. I consider myself a pretty resolute person, a high constitution, you could say. But standing there, there was nothing. I was nothing. My kids were nothing. My memories were nothing. So I apologize. I'm sorry I didn't plan for this. I've been meticulously planning for years and years and years, to build a business and to build a family and to defeat generational poverty. But I didn't plan for the end of the world. And so I hope you'll forgive me or not. I don't fucking care if you forgive me or not. I hope you'll at least bear with me a little bit longer while we figure out how to counter the end of everything. A Torum is coming. And nothing else really matters.
In order for us to even begin thinking about taking the step forward beyond this moment, figuring out what the fuck's up with Loomis, figuring out where to go next, figuring out where the fuck we're sleeping tonight, we have to start trusting each other. Emil, I need you to answer this question right now. He's not here. He can't hear you. I haven't forgotten that moment on the boat. Why did you follow Loomis out here? Were you trying to protect him? Or were you looking for leverage?
Ellis, we haven't taken a second to think about this for real. I stood in front of this world-ending being, and we're sleeping next to one of his generals? We've known him for a month and a half. 2 months, max. I'm supposed to be okay with that? Do I trust him completely? Of course fucking not, I don't. Of course I don't. Why should I? Do you? If you do, you're an idiot. He is so much of a threat. And yes, of course I'm going to fight next to him. Look how capable he is. But why would I put my complete faith in anything except for myself? I'm the only thing that's ever gotten me through this life. Me. I'm the only one. It's just been me. So why would I ever put my faith in anyone else? Especially someone who's served this fucking destroyer of everything I've ever loved.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You keep touting this Emil, you're a grown man. You keep talking about your life as if you're still alone. You have 3 people that you desperately count on, that have desperately lifted you up. You are not alone in this. You have 2 fucking strangers who have gone to hell and back for you. And yet you're still alone. Look, Loomis, I have plenty of fucking problems with Loomis, but as of right now, I trust him a hell of a lot more than I trust you. You haven't given me a reason. You are constantly looking for ways to get one over on all of us at all times. Because you're scared of what, dude? What? You're gonna turn into a plant and you're a tree and die? We're all gonna fucking die, dude. Give me something. Give me something to work with. I'm not trying to fucking bust your balls right now. I'm besides Helena, who's a new addition to the fucking party, I'm the strongest out of the three of us. I came in here and fucking swept the floor. Why wasn't I here? Why didn't you tell me?
Believe what you want right now. I trust you implicitly. You are the strongest of the three of us. You have the most capability and the most potential, I would say. I can't trust anyone that much. I have those three in my life, and they are the ones I can trust. And that's it. I'm at capacity. What we have, what the three of us had, or sorry, what the two of us now have, this is a working relationship. We said it on day one. This is transactional. And sure, the circumstances have changed, and what the end goal is has changed. Now it's something along the lines of stopping a world-ending force. But trust is a big ask for me. And one angry conversation in the woods isn't going to change that. So maybe tonight, this morning, whatever fucking time it is, we need to reach an accord here in these woods and come back to this. I can't keep going like this. I'm exhausted. Look at you. You're exhausted. We're down a member of our party. We can't keep this up.
I take a step towards you, and I put my hand on your shoulder, and I do cast Healing Word, just at first level. I'm not wasting any more high-level spell slots on you right now. And I lean in and I say, "That's fine. You don't have to trust me. You don't have to even fucking like me. But you have got to start telling me what the fuck's going on. Because you're right. It's just us now. And, I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. If I'm going to have to march my sorry little ass to Vinzor to tell Kara that you died, you better not make me do it for something stupid that could have been prevented. And I don't think that's too much of an ask right now when we're facing down the barrel of the end of the God's damn world.
Then a simpler ask. And it's just for tonight. Just until we get some rest in us. Don't try to contact Loomis. Can we agree on that? We don't know where he is. We don't know who he's with. Rya and Natasha knew what was going to happen tonight. They went for Loomis specifically. They could have burned down the whole Squirrel's Folly. Instead, they went for him. So, right now, it's just us. Yes?
I think the choice is out of our hands, so yeah, it's just us. We can't go back to Mistfall.
Court of Outlaws.
Yeah, Court of Outlaws. It's not that far of a walk, but hold on, we need to see if Natasha and Rya had anything on them. I know you. You're wanting this conversation to be over just so you can dig through their fucking pockets.
Ellis, wait. Let's bring them with us. It'll be more efficient. We can thoroughly search their pockets. We're not far. Come on, let's just carry them.
No, that's a great idea. Even in the midst of all this, you being a little fucking freak is still proving to be super beneficial.
Ellis.
We're gonna get past this. I will eventually believe that we are going to succeed. I have to believe that, okay? We're gonna succeed. Tonight, we're gonna sleep and loot these pockets. Helena, can you carry 2 bodies at once?
In theory, I could do that. However, we also brought 2 horses with us from the city, so we could...
We did steal these horses.
We're outlaws.
I was going to say,
Totally
we're about to head to an outlaw hideout. I think it's okay if we've stolen some horses.
Yeah, Helena, theoretically, I don't know if this goes against your creed or whatever, but you're kind of an honorary member of the Court of Outlaws.
That is fine. There's a lot of questions about my creed, I suppose, at this moment. So let's get these bodies onto the horses and get on over to that hideout, I suppose. And I know I just sort of stood here in silence as I listened to the 2 of you work through some things. Very good progress, the 2 of you. My mission is still that of staying by the 2 of your sides, so that is where I shall remain until... I guess you either kill me, Siloria says stop that, or you get like real mad at me maybe, then I'll be like, I don't have to take this, things like that.
No, Helena, you are employee of the month right now. Out of the 3 of us, one of them's dead, one of them's lazy, and one of them's a fucking liar. Let's go. Also, Helena, really quick, do you have any more of those fucking diamonds?
Oh, let me see. No. Oh, by the way, Emil, we did have to melt a diamond into your flesh, so sorry that we wasted what I'm sure is very expensive goods on you.
Yesterday, I would have been angry. Today, I'm realizing Helena, it doesn't matter so much.
Wow.
As I'm saying it, it sounds wrong. I do wish I could have seen the diamond.
Maybe sleep on that one a little bit. Okay. You all load up the horses with the 2 bodies. Helena will walk beside the horses as Emil and Ellis, you all get on them, and you all head towards the Court of Outlaws.
Look, y'all, I get that this is a very, serious episode. It's very heavy, a lot of heavy themes, so I want to respect that and honor that, so I'm gonna be super fucking serious during this ad break, okay? I'm not gonna make any jokes. I'm not gonna fucking say anything fucking stupid. Just kidding. Welcome to the ad break. Thanks so much for joining us here at This Could Get Dicey, episode 63. It's a big one, man. Big changes. Who knows what's coming next? We don't even know what's coming next. We haven't even recorded the next episode. We don't know. Anything could happen. But we're so happy that you all are here to join us. I want to give a shout out to our Patreon members. I also want to mention a new member. Welcome to the fold, Spencer. Thank you so much. It means the world that you're here. If you feel like joining our Patreon, you can head on over to patreon.com/TCGDpod. We got some different tiers, different arrangements. Check it out. If not, you can also sign up freestyle. There's a free little thing. We're doing this new little thing after the end of every episode. We're gonna have a little cool down, a little talk back, kind of see what's up. It's short, nothing crazy, 5-10 minutes. It's called This Did Get Dicey. Get it? It's like post. So head on over to our Patreon and check that out. Stick around. You can check us out on Instagram and TikTok at TCGDpod. We're posting stuff. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a comment, share on your social medias, tell a friend about the podcast. Y'all, after this episode, how can you not? Anyway, thanks for being here. Let's see what's up next.
Hello everyone and welcome to 5 Gems in a Trench Coat.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
What's that?
You want to know what 5 Gems in a Trench Coat is? Let us tell you.
It's the adhesive that keeps the fragile pieces of my sanity together.
Well, okay, Jesse, what it actually is a narrative-driven TTRPG actual play where 5 friends take turns weaving stories through the tabletop game of their choice.
Of their choice.
Each season?
Each season.
That's pretty cool.
I disagree.
Oh.
I feel it's the adhesive.
So, like, you guys aren't all in a trench coat?
No, we're definitely in a trench coat.
How does that work?
Get her.
Before I'm caught, you can check out 5 Games in a Trench Coat just about anywhere you get your podcasts, or you can check out our website at 5gamesintrenchcoat.com. Oh my god, they really are all in a trench coat.
It's jarring every time this happens. In a blink of an eye, you go from a floating mist to your physical body in a box somewhere. Your mind starts working as you lay here paralyzed for an hour. Every time you've ended up in this box, it's because of your own failure. Too bold in combat, too timid in combat, your skills weren't good enough, you weren't fast enough, you were outmatched, outnumbered. And every time you have to restart. Your previous companions died, but you lived. Or other times they had no grasp on your vampirism, didn't know you were still walking Drugala. Will that be the case this time? Who were you even with? What happened this time? You spent an hour festering, trying to piece it together. You were in Ursa Honor? Learned something. Did you flee? Did you die while escaping? No. Start again. You were in the Court of Outlaws hideout. Did you leave? Who are you with? Emil? Ellis? You remember their names. We left together. Emil looking for that horse. Did we find something else? No. Start again. Mistfall. You've come and gone to Mistfall so many times recently. Something to do with Mistfall. Think. You've gone on a boat. Down the river to the mountains, to the woods. The woods, the boat, something similar there, you can feel it. Assassin, Rya. Rya was in the woods. To get you? And they succeeded because here you are. And it was so quick. You couldn't help anyone, couldn't even help yourself. You were helpless, hopeless, useless. You spiral, trying to find some way to ground yourself, but you can't. You can't feel anything, can't touch anything. All you can do is stare at the grain and the wooden lid. Finally, the hour passes, and immediately you clench your fist, trying to hold it all back, fingernails digging into your flesh. Loomis, you have control over yourself again here in your coffin. What do you do?
I feel like Loomis definitely digs into his fist harder than he anticipated, to where he kind of starts bleeding from the hands. And I think that tells him just like, okay, I do have control. I am in control. Like, I am here. This is now. And he starts to feel around the coffin, just kind of recognizing the way his like fingers feel across this wood, seeing that maybe some like plant overgrowth might have like seeped its way in. It's been a long time since he's been in here. He smells the familiar scent of like incense and maybe sandalwood of the monastery, kind of bringing him back to the present. Like, this is where I am. I'm back in Mooncrest. I'm in my coffin. He can't really hear anything since he is in the depths of the monastery, kind of in the catacombs, so it's probably pretty quiet. But what he can hear is just in his head, like, you're useless. You are useless. You're useless. He touches his necklace, opens up the locket, kind of fidgets with a small object inside of it, and then he just starts to breathe slowly and deeply, and he tries to open up his coffin.
He succeeds. The coffin, surprisingly easy to lift in this moment. Opening it kind of shifts a bunch of like dust and dirt that has sort of landed on it. No plant growth, as the catacombs, as you're like peering around, still seem very well kept and managed. Looking around and emerging from your coffin, you kind of get your bearing again. You're in the catacombs of the monastery in Mooncrest, the Order of the Moon. And looking around, there's like dim oil lamps burning, illuminating the statues of important brothers and sisters of the order that have passed. And in between those statues are plaques for other monks who have passed through the order and found their final resting place here. And then there's your coffin kind of just unceremoniously like placed down here as well. Do you do anything while you're down here in the catacombs?
I guess it's been a few years since he's been in the catacombs, because he hasn't been sent to his coffin, and is not like a bed of his when he was there. He doesn't visit his coffin every now and then. So he wants to quickly look at the statues and the plaques to see if anyone recently has passed away that he has probably worked with while he was in a monastery.
Yeah, doing like a quick pass through of all the plaques. You're kind of relieved that no one has passed that you knew while you were here. You're very happy to know that like Brother Mateo hasn't passed, even though you only saw him a couple months ago. But yeah, sort of a wave of relief, seeing like nothing too crazy has happened since you last were here.
Then Loomis will start to make his way up to the main level, if you will, of the monastery. And as he's doing that, he's going to touch his ear for the sending stone and kind of like start to say something, just like, and takes it out and puts it in its pocket.
You make your way to the stairs, emerging in a beautiful garden in the bright afternoon light. The fall leaves are beginning to dust the ground. Autumnal flowers are blooming, their last gift before the cool winter frosts. There's a chill in the air here that you had almost forgotten about. In the center of the garden is a large circle. New plants are peeking out through the dirt along with some freshly planted ones. In the middle of the circle, a large tree log sits on its cross-section. Carved into the side it says, "For Brother Loomis." You make your way into the central courtyard. There are a few children there, around the age of 10, sweeping the courtyard. They see you approach and call out, dropping their brooms and rushing over. "Brother Loomis, you're back! Tell us all about your adventures! I've been waiting to study the way of the long death, just like you!" And one of them attempts to balance and do a slick kind of monk move before tripping and having to catch himself on a pillar.
You're getting really good at that.
Oh, thank you. We're gonna be just like you.
Maybe you should strive for something better.
They kind of like salute you, but they don't know how to salute because monks don't really salute each other, but that's what they feel is right in the moment. And you head past them, sort of taking in all the scenes and the stonework of the courtyard.
Before I completely go past them, I'd like to ask, could one of you maybe get me a healing potion or something? I'm making my way up to Brother Mateo, but I need a little extra boost.
Absolutely. And you see the three of them kind of like fight each other to like run to the apothecary as like fast as possible, and they'll be like, "No, I'm gonna bring it to Brother Loomis. No, me!" And like kind of shoving each other as they make their way over to the apothecary to grab a potion. Knowing that it's sometime in the afternoon, you expect you'll be able to find Brother Mateo in his study. You head through the courtyard to the wing where the leaders of the monastery live. You head down the long hall, everything coming back to you again. You're at ease here. You can't help but feel at peace. The door to Brother Mateo's study is open when you arrive at it, a fairly large room that's floor-to-ceiling books. On one side of the wall are two large windows with benches that look out into the mountains, and you can make out the city of Mooncrest from here as well.
I knock on the door, trying to get Brother Mateo's attention.
He looks up from his desk, which kind of like faces the doorway. "Loomis, I wasn't expecting you so soon. What happened?"
Everyone's mad at me and I'm useless and a burden to my party.
"Okay, classic. Come on in, sit down. Let's get to work."
And Loomis sits down. I'm assuming he has one of those like chaise lounge chairs, as like you see in like a therapist's room, and he just like lays down.
Yes, it's like perfectly almost. It's almost like you've laid there so many times that it's like has like a perfect form of your body as you lay down.
That's a Loomis butt imprint.
Yeah. And as you're laying down, you hear like the skittering of footsteps as one of the kids makes it back to the doorway with the healing potion on like a platter and like quickly brings it in and is like, thank you. Okay, here you go. Yes, sir. Yes, brothers. Thank you, brothers. And scurries away.
Thank you.
All right, Loomis. What happened this time? Did you make it to Mistfall? Did you find the answers you were looking for?
That and more. I went to Mistfall a couple of times. Actually, this time I failed. I let down my party. They're probably mad at me and never want to speak to me again.
That, Loomis, you know that can't be true. I mean, well, I guess it could be true. Well, what makes you think that you've let them down? Or what was happening, I suppose, right before you were sent back here?
It takes Loomis a second to fully remember what happened. I think, he remembers key players. It takes him a bit to realize, like, okay, why were they trying to get you? Why were they targeting you? It's deeper than we thought, brother. I found out my past. That wasn't necessarily what I was looking for, but I found out who I was. And it's not good, so that's probably why the people I was avenging with don't want to ever speak to me again.
He brings out like a notepad. All right. We'll come back. We'll return to this idea of your adventuring party hating you. There's a lot to unpack there, but finding out who you really are, that's even more to unpack. So, who were you, Loomis?
Apparently, I was this big shot general for this god named Atorum.
Atorum? I don't think I've heard that god's name. Okay. Did you...
I think that was on purpose. Apparently some other gods tried to silence him or forget about him, and then he got like super mad and now trying to bring down the world again.
That's a lot. Have you given yourself time to really process all of this?
Probably not. That's why I'm talking to you.
That's probably, yes. And I think you left the monastery wanting answers, Loomis. You wanted to find sort of meaning in your life. I'm sensing, though, that this isn't the answer you wanted. This isn't the meaning you wanted to hear, perhaps.
No, I definitely wanted to hear that I was a general in this big war.
All right, okay, all right.
No, but, I mean, on the flip side, yeah, I left to find more meaning in this venturing party I was a part of, even though it was only a few months, which is, like, really a few minutes in my timeline. It was the first time I felt something, like I had a purpose.
So what makes you think that they don't want you around anymore?
'Cause I'm useless. I couldn't fend for myself in this battle between two of Atorum's, like, lackeys. How am I gonna fend against him? I did absolutely nothing.
Were you caught unaware?
Yeah, I guess that's another problem. I let my guard down.
We're allowed to have moments of vulnerability, Loomis. I know it might... Learning what you've learned, and I assume you kind of, like, went into great detail about, like, Atorum and all the stuff that you learned.
Yeah. I
like,
tell him about what we learned in the book.
It took, like, 30 minutes. And,
it took 30 minutes. We're not going to rehash that.
Even... I know it seems... well, it's scary what's happening, to find out a god of withering and destruction is back and that you are somehow connected to this god. I mean, that's terrifying. And we're allowed to have moments to process that. And I know it seems like that would be selfish to be able to process that, but you might be a vampire, but you're still just a human. We're not gods. We don't have, I don't know if gods can even process things like that well, so it's unfortunate that there was ripple effects to sitting out in the woods, I assume, slurping plants, but
you know me so well.
But do you worry about them in this moment?
Absolutely. It'd be lying if I said I wasn't. If they asked me about it, I'd probably lie to them and say no, I wasn't worried.
He stares at you and kind of makes a face. Loomis, we've talked about this before, that if you want people to know that you care about them, you have to let them know that you care about them.
I didn't want to tell them and get too attached. It's going to be cyclical. I'm going to venture for a few years. It'll be fun. Maybe the world ends. I don't know. But either way, they're going to die. And I probably won't.
I know we've been working on this ever since you ended up here at the monastery, but we have to keep working through that, of reframing it, of you get to live longer than any of us, and there are many drawbacks to that, I'm sure, and there's a lot of sadness that's going to come with that, of losing people consistently over and over again in your life, but you have to remember, too, that you have the opportunity to live all these lives with these different people and get to meet all these wonderful people out there in the world.
It's just difficult to know that no matter really what happens, I'll still be here, and it's not fair to them.
I think we're learning that life isn't fair, but I don't think they hate you, Loomis. I don't think you're difficult to love, I'm going to be honest, okay? Let's be real. But, I mean, you see the kids, the younglings, they love you.
Yeah, I just, I feel like kids have better trust in people. I think they're better at knowing people's true intentions.
They're naive. Yeah, they're dumb. It's fine. But they're kids. And they do see the good in you, Loomis. And I'm sure that your friends that you met here along the way, they also see the good in you.
I mean, maybe, but how could they now, knowing everything? If I could barely process all the information we learned, how can they trust me? Maybe they wanted to trust me because I was an asset in fights and was good at it, but clearly not anymore. Clearly not when it matters most.
Let's do a little role-playing. How about it? I'll be you, and you be them, right? And we'll figure out what you would want to hear and what that kind of thing, okay? Hi, I'm Loomis.
This is everything I wanted ever.
Hi, I'm Loomis, and I just found out that I'm a general for a real bad god. Even though we've been adventuring for a month and a half together. Is that okay?
No, it's not okay. We don't trust you.
Okay, let's try that again, Loomis. Now, really think if you were them, and you've been traveling with someone for a month and a half, and they've had no reason to not like you, and no reason not to trust you across a month and a half, what could they really say? Did you talk to them about this at all?
Yeah, I mean, they said they were fine with it, but...
Oh my God, Loomis, you made it seem like you hadn't talked to them about this at all. If you've talked to... You have to take people at face value. Sometimes.
I mean, again, they could just be saying what I wanted to hear so I could stick around and help them in fights.
Well, do you think that they are... I mean, that's some real next level, like, sociopathic behavior. Do you think they're sociopaths?
Not necessarily. They have questionable behavior sometimes, but I wouldn't classify them as sociopaths.
I think that the only way for them to know that you're trustworthy is to continue to put out trustworthy... put them on... to be trustworthy. And have you done anything to prove that you're not trustworthy?
I mean, factually speaking, no. I've gone through all over the continent of Estrun.
Oh, Istrun, yes, sure.
Yes, whatever. With them going on missions that, honestly, I didn't think really pertained to me, but it was, I just kind of kept saying I was going with the flow of things, but I don't know, I kind of felt like we were forming a friendship. We have like a nickname? I haven't had a nickname for a group in a really long time.
You started that by saying factually speaking. Well, let's just think about facts here, Loomis. So if factually speaking, they have no reason not to trust you, and factually speaking, you have a group name with these people, I think you could be safe to say these people might be your friends and might be missing you. Do they know what happens when you leave your mist form?
I told them I ended up in Mooncrest. I didn't necessarily say where. And
Do they think you're dead right now, Loomis?
I mean, if they were smart, they should know vampires don't die that easily, but I bet in the heat of the moment, yes, they probably think I'm dead.
And are they smart?
On certain things, I guess.
Let's assume, like many of your other adventuring parties, they don't know you have all of the ins and outs of your vampirism. If you were in their shoes and they just saw their friend, which I believe you are their friend, turn into mist and then disappear completely, would you be worried? Regardless of whatever the current situation really was. But you've been traveling with someone for a month and a half and just boom, gone in 6 seconds.
I hope they're worried.
Would you be worried?
If Ellis and Emil just poofed out of nowhere after a fight.
Yeah?
I wouldn't immediately let on that I was worried, but yes, I would be worried.
If they care about you, like you seem to care about them, then I bet they're very worried right now, Loomis.
Fair. But kind of bringing back to my opening statement, what if they're mad at me?
Well, people can still love and care about each other and be mad at each other.
I guess.
Loomis, I have certainly been mad at you before. And yet we've had a friendship for quite over a decade.
Fair. I guess. You bring up points.
Well, mad at you or not, they would certainly be worried about you. And if someone's worried about you, they certainly care about you. So what would you do in that moment to ease their worry?
I guess I could try to reach out to them.
And there would be no harm in doing that, right?
No, but also, like, why didn't they try to reach out to me?
Maybe they did, but you were paralyzed for the last hour.
fair. Would I come off as weak if I try to contact them first?
No, I believe being the first texter, and even being a double texter, is completely fine.
Hey, stay in character.
Do you have a way to reach out to them?
Loomis pulls out the sending stone from his pocket and kind of shows it to Brother Mateo.
If that's what I think it is, I think you should let them know that you're okay right now.
Like right now?
Do you want to do that, Loomis?
Yes and no. Part of me wants to see this out with them. The other part of me doesn't want to be a burden to them and bring on more harm's way to them and their families. I feel like currently the situation that just happened was all of my fault. I was the one that left and said I was just going to meditate, which I was, but also at the same time I was kind of seeing if I could go deeper in my mind and find more of, Torum's plans and Denthalia, what that connection was. Could have definitely been more open and told him, like, hey, this is what I'm doing, come with me. It was my fault that I let my guard down and let Rya have a dagger or whatever in the back.
Your worry is very valid, Loomis. But there is no harm in reaching out to them, to let them know that you're okay. If they don't want anything to do with you, then we cross that bridge when that time comes. But I think it's important to, if people care about each other, to talk to them and let them know that you're doing okay, that you're at least alive.
As Brother Mateo says that, Loomis puts the sending stone in his ear, activates the Bluetooth. I don't know if he has to see if he has a signal. I don't know. And he just says into it, I'm not dead.
And that is where we'll end tonight.
Everyone exhale.
I'm so sweaty.
Same,
Plot twist, I'm mad at all of y'all in real life.
No! Well, that was dicey and spicy and
feisty
and...
Okay, actually, y'all, we all really love each other, and we're just loving performing for you here in episode 63. Oh my god, thanks for sticking around, and please go join us online on Instagram and on Patreon, where you can join for free, and on TikTok and on Threads at TCGD Pod. Go to our website, follow us, share with a friend. Thanks y'all for being here, and join us next week on Wednesday, October 2nd.